Hey you guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be different for me. I haven't done a declutter video before and I was really excited to do this. You guys know I recently moved, so I've got all of my stuff semi-situated at this point, but I have a lot that I could get rid of and a lot that I need to get rid of. This is personally a video that I love watching. I could sit here and binge watch a bunch of declutter videos like for hours. I don't know what it is. There's just something really interesting about going through people's collections and seeing what they like and what they didn't like, and then also what has just gotten old and forgotten about. So I thought I would do it myself. I've got a lot of stuff to go through. Originally I was going to do foundation, concealer, and primer, and then I realized that was going to be way too long of a video. We are just doing foundation and concealer today. So let me know if you guys like this and if you want to see more. Let me know. If this is the first time you're on my channel, what's up and welcome. My name is Kate and I would love for you guys to join my YouTube family. The little button link is down below. Also, don't forget to click the bell so you're notified every single time I upload. And without further ado, let's get into some decluttering. All right, you guys, so we are going to declutter this foundation drawer today. I haven't done this in a little while. I would say, generally speaking, I'm actually pretty good about decluttering my makeup and taking away shades that I'm not going to use, donating them, doing giveaways, giving them to friends and family. But I have let my collection get a little out of control. So we're going to do foundation and primer and concealer in this video. That's going to be these first 3 drawers here on my big tower. We're going to start with foundation. Up here at the front, I have my Estee Lauder Double Wear. If I ever need a really full coverage foundation, or I know I'm going to have a really full day ahead of me and I need to get ready early in the morning, but I need my face to look good until late at night, I will always reach for this over any other foundation. It is so good. This is my pale shade, that's my tan shade. That's why there's such a significant difference. This one is 1W2 Sand, and this one is 3W1 Tawny. I'm usually self-tanned, so I usually kind of fall more in this category, but if my self-tan's coming off, I just mix these. So definitely hanging on to these. This is another one that I use a ton. This is my Makeup Forever Stick Foundation, and this one is in the color 123 or Y365. I use this all the time when I just need a quick on-the-go foundation. These are the NYX Total Control Cover Drop foundations. I haven't used these in such a long time. I do remember liking them, but like for some reason, this just isn't something that I reach for ever. I don't know. It's like maybe I want to save one, but I don't know. These are also pretty old. This is also one I've hung on to for quite a while and I'm not exactly sure why. This has never been the right color for me. I probably should have just put this in a bin for a giveaway to like family and friends. This is the Bare Minerals Bare Pro Performance Wear Liquid Foundation. This has always been very yellow and way too light. This is the shade Golden Nude 13. So this is going to be a donate foundation. This one I'm almost out of. This is another one of my holy grail foundations. If I need something that is going to last a long time and look flawless, this is the NARS Sheer Glow. And I am obsessed with this. If I'm traveling, this is one that I'll bring along with my Estee Lauder and my Makeup Forever Stick Foundation. These right here are kind of like my go-to. That's kind of why they're up here at the front. I also really love the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. This is in the shade Warm Nude. I do have this shade, which is vanilla, and this is another one that I'm not sure why I hung on to, because this one is very yellow. I like to wear like a warm tone foundation, but not too yellow. This one has always been a little bit too yellow. Warm Nude is perfect. This one is in the shade Vanilla. This is the one that does not work for me. This is in the shade Warm Nude, and that is one that does work for me. So I'm going to hang on to this one and get rid of this one. Okay, next we have the Fenty foundations. I do really love these. These are not foundations for some reason that I reach for a lot. I guess maybe I'm just not always in the mood for like a super matte foundation, but I do really like these. I have the shade 260 and 290. 290, it did claim to be an olive undertone, and that works for me when I'm using certain self-tanners. I don't think I'm going to hang on to this one. I'm going to hang on to the 260 because that's a really good, like, paler shade for me. It's so hard when you self-tan. Like, if anybody out there is, like, one of the religious self-tanners out there like me, you know how challenging it is to, like, have a bunch of different foundations that work for your different shades of self-tan. I've got, like, this one works for me when I'm freshly self-tan, depending on the brand that I use. And then, you know, some other ones are, like, my paler shades. This would be, like, my self-tan is, like, kind of there but coming off. I feel like that's another reason I have so many foundations, is because I keep a couple shades in each foundation depending on how much I like it. So I'm gonna get rid of 290. Goodbye. Makeup Forever. I love this foundation. I don't know why I have all of these colors though. I'm not even really sure what all of these are. This one is 245. This one is, oh wait, I guess they have the Y thing now. This is Y245. This one is Y305. And then this is Y315. And then my stick was Y365. I'm gonna like see. That one looks like a good color. That one looks like a really good color for me actually. That was, I mean, obviously you don't go off of your hand, but still. That's Y315. This is Y245. That one also looks good, like for a shade when my self-tan is coming off. Maybe that's why I have all of these. And then this one is Y305. Okay, now I see why I have all of those. I'm going to keep them all, just like I said, for different shades of self-tan. So there we have it. This is my little keep stash over here. So let's talk about these for a second. I was going to do a full review on these, but when they came in, I was testing them out and I was moving like right when I was going to be filming this video. So it just didn't happen for me. I was going to do like a full review and wear test, but the timing when I got these in was just terrible. I have these in 3 different colors. They all have very different undertones. This is very golden, and both of these have more like peachy pink undertones. I tried several different products at the same time and I had a very weird reaction, and I can't tell what product it was from. So one of the products in that lineup was this foundation, and I've used this several times, and unfortunately each time I've worn it with one of the same products. It was the Marc Jacobs coconut primer and then a concealer, which we'll talk about in a minute. But when I would wear this, I would have this like really strange, tingly, like really hot sensation underneath my eyes. It made my eyes water and burn, and it was so strange. I really didn't understand why it was happening. Unfortunately, like I said, every time it has happened, it has been with this foundation, and that makes me so sad because I really love this for like an everyday foundation. So I am going to hang on to these and test them one more time. I kind of forget which shade worked the best for me. I feel like it was the 300, but this looks a little pink. So I don't know, maybe it was the 320. This is like a warmer shade, but not too yellow. This one was definitely more yellow. This is Y270. So anyway, like I said, I am going to hang on to these and try them again just because I don't want to completely rule them out. But it's possible that my skin doesn't like that foundation, unfortunately. I will not be getting rid of this. I love my Luminous Silk foundation. This is such a good one. I don't reach for this all the time because for me, this one doesn't wear super well. This does break up on my forehead if I wear it like for a very long period of time, which kind of sucks, but it looks so beautiful when you first put it on and in pictures. So if I know I'm gonna just be like, you know, not having like a really intense day, I'll reach for this. It is a very beautiful foundation, but for some reason this one really breaks up on my forehead, and I might just need to try it out with some different products. I'm not sure. I still love it though. And this one, I am not a fan of. I used this in some video a while ago. I think it was like a trying new products video, and it's been a very long time now. I've hung on to it since then. I didn't really like it in the video. I made it work, but it wasn't a favorite, and I just have not gotten rid of it. I really don't know why. This one gave 0 coverage. Okay, so it does say invisible coverage. I mean, it was like putting water on your face. Like nothing at all happened with this. So this is the shade Medium. The shade did work for me, but this foundation was like a hard pass. I really did not enjoy this very much at all. This is such an OG foundation. I feel like I used this all the time in like high school. This is the Bare Minerals Original Foundation and the shade Medium. C25. I never really felt like this was a perfect match for me, but I made it work with like bronzer and stuff. So I am going to hang on to this. It's great if you just want to run out the door and get a little bit of coverage, so I am going to hang on to her even though she doesn't come out of the drawer very often. This I hated. This was terrible. It looked so cakey on me. I just couldn't get it to work. I know some people like live and swear by this foundation, but it just did not do it for me. So I'm going to be getting rid of this one. It's the Infallible Total Cover by L'Oreal. The shade wasn't really right either. It was very pink. So this just did not work at all for me. So donate. Okay, let's talk about these Huda Beauty foundations. Where do we start? I have a love-hate relationship with these foundations. The colors were fine. I had one for my dark shade, one for my lighter shade. I have Latte 300N and Butter Pecan 330N. This one was always like for my fresh self-tan. I have only used these a few times because they have very, very irritating ingredients in them. I am sure I'm not the first person you've heard that from. I know a lot of people say that they love this so much, but it causes them to break out or to have little skin irritations. I was no different. I had that situation happen to me too. After using this a little bit, I kind of figured out that this was causing some of my skin troubles. It's very, very fragranced, very perfumed. I do like the way it smells. Some people hate it, but I actually don't have a huge problem with it. The only problem I do have is this also like kind of settled into some fine lines for me. Yeah, this wasn't my greatest foundation moment. So I think I'm gonna keep the lighter shade. I haven't been going in as hard with self-tan lately, so I'm gonna keep the 300 and donate the 330. Now I have these two and I have not even used these. I've opened them and swatched them, and I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but I feel like the shades that I used to use in MAC foundations are not the same because these are just so yellow on me, and I used to use these shades. I feel like they were a little more neutral before, but they're just so yellow, so I'm not going to be keeping these. This is the NC35 and NC25, and I've held on to it a little bit just because this particular foundation, not these bottles necessarily, but they're just so nostalgic. I love the way they smell. I don't know, the shade, do you see that? It just very, very, very yellow. So I'm not going to be keeping those. These oxidized pretty bad and went very orangey, so these are going to be going away. Let's talk about these. Oh, we already talked about her. I guess we have another shade, but I'm not going to keep that one either. I got these recently from the Body Shop, and these are the Matte Clay Skin Clarifying Foundations. This one's very golden, this one's very pink. I need these to like have a baby for them to work for my skin tone, which I suppose I could mix, but I'm not a huge fan of this formula in general, so I am going to be getting rid of these. Okay, next we have a bunch of like IT Cosmetics, these little things. I love these, swear by it. This is like my go-to just if I need a quick face, like no fuss, I just need a little coverage, I need to get out the door and look presentable. This is like my ultimate grocery store makeup. It can be very full coverage if you build it up, but if you just put a quick swipe on, it looks very natural and pretty. So I've got a few different shades here. Again, Self Tan Life, Tan. I think this one is Tan 2. This is pretty old, so I'm actually gonna just trash this. This one is Medium. That's usually my go-to shade, medium or light. So I'm gonna hang on to these. This is the Urban Decay Naked Skin. This is the One and Done Hybrid Complexion Perfector. This is something that like I'd wear to the pool, or if it was like a hot summer day, I was out on a walk or something. This on me wears very nicely. It doesn't like break apart and patch off. It just kind of disappears over the day. Like it is not long wearing at all, but it doesn't come off in like a super unattractive way. So I have medium dark, medium light, and medium. So I've got all of those. I am going to keep all of those because again, my shade varies. This is something I've held on to for a very long time and I really have no idea why. This was never like a super favorite for me. I used it a couple times and And unlike the Urban Decay that I was just telling you about, this, when it fades in a very unattractive way. It looks super patchy. It's very luminous, so it just doesn't, I don't know, it's like too luminous. This is something that I think is well past its open date, so I am going to just trash this one. I guess we missed her. We have another Makeup Forever Ultra HD Y315. That is actually, I think I already have that. I am just going to donate one of these because I don't need to. I mean, look at how many foundations I have. I really don't need any more. Again, this is another one. I don't know why I held on to it. This looked hideous on me. I love Anastasia from the bottom of my core, but this foundation was just a train wreck on my skin. It just clung to my dry patches and just, I don't know, it just did not look good at all. It looked cakey. It just was not flattering to any of the texture that was on my skin. So this is one that I'm going to donate. I don't think this is like past the point of no return as far as how old it is. This is one I got not too long ago, and I don't find myself reaching for it very often. I am not sure why, but it is a very nice foundation. This is the Cover FX Natural Finish Oil-Free Foundation. This is a really good summer foundation for me, so maybe that's why I haven't been using it, but it's in the color N35. This has been a pretty good color for me, I think. I do really like that foundation. I'm a huge fan of Cover FX products. I used to swear by their powder foundation. Definitely hanging on to that one. Look who we have back here. You know, we all know the shade range was a catastrophic fail and it sucked so hard. I didn't even really like the foundation, honestly. I didn't really talk about this. I had planned on doing a whole review, but I just got so angry about it that I was like, I'm not going to be able to put a video together about this in a tactful way at all. So I just kind of let other people handle it, I guess. And I know that's not really a great way to go about life, but that's just kind of the truth. I feel like a lot of people had some really good points in their videos talking about all the drama. So I say drama as if something was like untrue. It's like just straight facts. Like they didn't do a good job by all of their customers by any means. So I don't know. I just never know like when is the right time to speak out about certain things, because I get really fired up. And sometimes when I get super fired up, I don't have a very good like filter, and I don't always say the right thing. So I guess, I don't know, maybe I need to stop second guessing myself and just say what's on my mind more. We'll start now. Shade range sucked, foundation sucked, so donating these. You want my brutally honest review, there it is. This one, oh, we've got another, this is probably super old. I'm gonna get rid of that because that was literally just hiding back there. This was something that I should have returned forever ago, and I just never did because I got way the wrong shade. Can you tell I have a hard time picking my shade? I'm really not good at picking foundations. I don't know why. So I should have returned that shortly after I bought it, but I just didn't. Okay, and the last thing are these compacts. I liked this foundation. It's definitely getting old though. You can see how it's like pulling apart from the packaging. So I think it's time to let her go. I only used this a couple times. I did really like it. What does it say on the back? It doesn't really tell you when to throw it away on the back, but I've had this for easily a year. All right, so here's my stash of foundations I'm going to keep. I'm feeling pretty good about this. My drawer is looking nice and clean. Done with foundation. Let's move on to concealer. I've got a lot of stuff in here that is way old and needing to go. These I was not really a huge fan of. They barely covered. They are concealers, but they didn't conceal much. So these I am definitely going to be getting rid of. I have not reached for them once since I used them in the video and did not like them. I don't know why I've hung on to them the way I have, but we're definitely getting rid of these. They just didn't work. You know, I put it on a problem area like it suggested, got zero coverage out of it. I just didn't really notice any benefits. So I've got a few shades that I'm getting rid of. I've got light, medium, and medium tan. Now these I don't reach for all the time, but I think I am going to hang on to it. Is that actual dust on these? That's embarrassing. Let's ignore that. So these are little concealer pots, and although I hate pot concealer or anything of that nature for under eyes, this is great for like spot concealing. I haven't used this particular shade. I think I've got a couple of the same in here. So I am going to, what am I going to do? Let's see the colors. I don't think I would ever use that because that's too light and too pink. I'll hang on to these two shades for now. I might end up getting rid of them if I don't reach for them. This literally has dust on it, so there's that. yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that. I am gonna hold on to this. This actually I think is fairly new and I've not used it a whole ton, but if I am gonna keep a few cream products around, it's probably gonna be these. Let's come over here. This one is like I'm scraping the tube. I took the little stopper thing out of the top. Like, how janky am I? I need to just buy a new one. This I just got and I love, so I will be keeping this. Here's another Shape Tape. That one is like basically empty too. These I actually just got. I got a couple different colors because I wasn't really sure what to get. Okay, I literally just noticed that the name is right here. You can't even read it. But I seriously just thought that the packaging was totally bare except for the bottom. And I realized, can you see like a little hint of like yellowish right there? Strange. Okay, anyway, this is the KKW Beauty concealer. I got a couple shades and I also got the powder. I've really been liking them so far, but again, I just started using these. I will be hanging on to them, but I don't have like a super strong opinion on them yet. While we're on the topic, I have the Kylie Jenner concealers too. I do really like these, so I'll be hanging on to them. I've used them several times. Urban Decay All Nighter, I am obsessed. This is so good. It is a little bit heavy and drying underneath the eyes. I love this though for my nose contour, or if I have like a really gnarly breakout that just needs like hella coverage, you put this on, you won't see anything. I have used it once, so I don't really have an opinion on it yet. It was pretty good when I used it, but I feel like with concealer I need to use it several times before I know if I like it. ColourPop concealer, love. NARS Radiant Creamy, definitely staying. This is in the color medium 1, custard. And then I love my Urban Decay Naked Skin concealers. This was kind of my bin of stuff that I go to a lot. So I've got, I think these are the same color. Oh, maybe not. Oh, Daisy's going nuts. I don't know what's happening. Maybe UPS? I don't know. Light, medium light, and warm light. This is a little contour and highlight palette, and I don't think I've used it. I've had this for a little while, so I think if I was gonna use it, I probably would have by now. We're gonna get rid of that one. This is a lot of concealers that I haven't tried yet, like that I've just gotten in PR, or just maybe miscellaneous shades that I'm not sure if they work for me or whatever. So that's why this is so crazy. These are the new CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Concealer. I have not tried these yet. I don't know what shade I'm gonna use, so I am gonna hang on to these just until I kind of try that out and figure out what shade's going to be right for me. I got these little things from the Body Shop a while ago. They're just little pot concealers. So I've got a few different shades. I actually have only swatched these. I haven't used them. So these are still pretty new to me. So I'm going to hang on to them just until I try it out and see if I like it or not. I've got a few other shades of the ColourPop concealer. The Light Neutral 15 and Medium 30. This one, I don't know, it might work. I don't know if I've used that yet or not. So I'm going to hang on to that for now. I just got all of these little Laura Mercier concealers, so I'm not exactly sure what shade is going to be right for me. The first one I tried was, I think it was like 2W maybe. I don't know. I can't get to it right now, but I'm going to hang on to these also until I kind of find my right shade. I've got these two Milk concealers. This one is in Fair and this one is in Light. I feel like this is another range, like It Cosmetics, how the Light is actually super, like, not that light. That one is Fair. I feel like in another range that would be more like a light. And then this one is Light. I feel like this one looks more like a medium, but whoa, holy crap. Okay, that little thingy came out. Stopper. Oh my gosh, what a mess. There we go. I don't know how that just happened. Anyway, here's the light one next to the fair one. See what I mean? That looks a lot more like a medium. So remember how I said earlier I was trying a few products and I had some weird reaction? This was the concealer I was using, the Makeup Revolution. So many people compared this to Shape Tape, so I wanted to give it a try. I haven't used it since I had that weird little reaction under my eyes because it just made my eyes hurt. They were puffy, they were watery. The skin underneath my eye was like actually pretty tender. It just didn't feel good. So I haven't used this since. That one looks really pink to me, so I'm gonna get rid of that because I'll never wear it. Let's test this for a minute and see if anything happens. I've got a couple backups in the Urban Decay. I did just get these, the Beauty Bakery concealers, and I have not tried these yet. These I've noticed, like I haven't had them very long, but they are separating, which is kind of interesting. Like I said, I've like opened it up, but I've not used it on my face just yet. So I've got the color, these are cute names, I didn't even realize that. Mug Life, Love You Latte, and Don't Give a Frap. That one's really yellow, but I don't mind like super yellow under my eyes. I feel like it brightens really nicely. This definitely looks like it'd be more of like a face conceal. Actually, that's really dark. I don't think that would even work for like blemish concealing, just because that looks really, really dark. That was Love You Latte, I think. So I'm gonna put that in the donate pile, and then this one is Don't Give a Frap. Ooh, that looks like my perfect color. I have always got some Bye Bye Under Eye on hand. I really love this stuff. It is like heavy duty. If I'm having circles, if I haven't slept, if I'm having like a bad day or a bad week, this will cover that up for me. So I always have this on hand. This I have had for a long time, and I feel like the shade is so off. This is a shade that I used to use all the time, and it is like almost salmon colored, and I don't remember it being that way. This is the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Studio Concealer. That's a mouthful. Look at that. That just like straight up looks like pink. So I don't know. I'm getting rid of this. Products that come in this application have never been my favorite. These are like the where you have to pump it up, and it's honestly just a pain in my butt. By the way, I just wiped that concealer off. Nothing was happening. And on my eyes, it was almost instant. These are fairly new. I think I've gotten this within like the last maybe 4 or 5 months. So I'm gonna donate these, see if a friend or family wants them. Like I said, I just don't reach for it because this is not the way I like to apply concealer. I have had these for way too long. This is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Invisible Cover Concealer. This creased like crazy on me no matter what I set it with. So I don't know why I've hung on to this many tubes of it. This I've had for probably like a year. So I'm gonna see if any friends or family want it, but that's gonna come with a disclaimer like, hey, I've had this a while. Some of these are not open. Some of these, like this color, looks like I've used, but most of them just like are totally untouched. I think things go bad like when you open them. So like if some of these still have that seal on, it probably is fine. I love this concealer so much. It has been at the bottom of this container, so I haven't been reaching for it. I need to bring this back up top because I love this Clinique concealer so much. I forget what shade I am. I'm not really sure why I hung on to all of these. Sometimes I do that when I get PR stuff. Like I just get all like wigged out that I'm not going to be able to find my right shade, so I hang on to all of them. I feel like I used 18 because this one seems like the most squeezed. Definitely want to keep. I loved this concealer so much. It was beautiful underneath the eyes, and I'm so sad it's been buried for a while and I haven't been using it. So I'm gonna save these, swatch them, see what colors are good for me, and then get rid of the rest. I am not sure why I have this at all. I don't know. Again, that one looks like it's getting old. I'll see if anybody wants it. I have no idea why I hung on to that dark shade. Maybe I was thinking like contour or something. These are the Infallible Pro Glow. I was watching whose video? I feel like it was JACLYN Hill and Casey Holmes, and both of them had that weird like under the eye burning thing with this concealer, and so I've had this forever, but I've been way too scared to try it. I'm not really sure why I've hung on to it, to be honest with you. So I am gonna get rid of these just because I mean, I haven't used them at all, and I'm too scared to try them. We've got a couple of these. I'm hanging on to these. They're not even opened. It's the Bye Bye Under Eye. These are perfect little travel sizes. I've got this Kevyn Aucoin. I think you can use this as like foundation or concealer. The color never was like super right for me. It's very thick. I'll have to try this out. I'm gonna hang on to it and see if I can make it work. It does look maybe a little dark, but we'll see. I think this video is already really long, so I think I'm gonna just call it good with the foundation and concealers. If you guys like this video, maybe I'll do my primer drawer with like face powders or something like that. But I've got a lot of primers that I need to go through as well. So if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, let me know, and I will continue decluttering my stash. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.